gets the most credit for the Cowboys win?
You know what, Skip? I'm going to give 20% to the coaches. Didn't want to split it up between Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett and the defensive coaches, so I give 20% to the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give 30%. No, I'm going to give 40% to Zeke Elliott.
40%?
40!
It's a lot.
Don't worry about it.
Your pie's getting small fast.
Oh, you know that too, Skip, huh?
Yep.
So, and I'm going to give, how much is that?
That's 65.
That's 60.
60.
Oh, 60.
60, 20, 40.
Oh, I'm glad. So you must be new. You must be new. I'm going to give 35% to the defense.
How did he know?
What?
That's 95%, right? So I just got 5% of the pie left, huh?
Oh, okay. I wonder where it's going.
So the player who plays the hardest position in sports, you gave 5% of the credit? Is that the equivalent of giving Dak an F for all of last season?
Jenny.
That's pretty low.
Jenny, read that question again.
Who gets the most credit for the Cowboys win?
Okay, then what? And what was it after that? What'd you say? Shannon.
Yes, Shannon first.
Okay, that's me. This is my pie. I'm divvying it up however I like. Whoever I want to get the biggest slice, that's who I give him to. So he gets a little sliver. 5% of that pie.
5%?
5.
You just burned your pie.
No, that's pie good. Good old pie, too.
Yeah.
Look, Skip, the thing is I've said this before. The Cowboys are going to go if Zeke can run the football. When he runs the football like he ran it yesterday, it makes that job easier. It's easier to throw into an open door than it is to throw into a window. So that's what he was doing yesterday. He was throwing into open doors. And you were talking about all the pressure. Yeah. But even though he's getting pressured, the guys are so wide open, it's an easy throw. Well, it's easy by NFL standards. I don't want people to think at home, well, Dak making that throw, I can go do it. No, you're not getting off your couch and making the throws that an NFL quarterback make, no matter how bad. Now, Nathan Peterman, that might be a different story, Skip. But, so, for Jason Garrett to, make some of the calls that he made, Scott Linehan, I agree with you. Scott Linehan did a good job of the rollout touchdown to Zeke. He saw what they were doing in that wide nine and ran a lot more zone reads than what we normally see. Instead of just handing it to him and tossing it to him, they handed it, they tossed it, they zone read it to him. Zeke did a good job of finding holes, and he ran with conviction. Yeah. The thing is, Skip, I don't think Zeke has breakaway speed like Saquon. I don't believe he has that kind of speed anymore.
I thought he did in 2016.
Well, Skip, after, a couple of years of 300 carries and being hit, you start to slow down a little bit. And the defense. Carson Wentz, like I said, he struggled, and I don't think he threw the ball as well as I've seen him throw it, but they were able to neutralize the run of the Eagles, make Philly one-dimensional, and they got home. So give them credit. So that's my pie. Enjoy it.
So, does Dak have a Zach Ertz to throw to? Because Carson Wentz just goes to
Got Amari
when in
Cooper.
doubt, I'll throw it to Zach Ertz, right?
Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah. And by the way, it amazes me how many catches his wide receiver core make. Alshon is so long that he'll throw wild high, and Alshon will just go up and just snag it out of the air. Aguilar makes catches. I look around, and now he's got Golden Tate. He'll snag balls for you. And so many times it looks like Carson Wentz is either wild low or wild high, and they either pick it up off the carpet or they go up high and snag it out of midair. So I'm just saying he's got some guys who can really catch it for him. And he loves him some Zach Ertz. And when they finally hit Zach Ertz for the big touchdown that tied it, I'm just screaming in all caps, he's going to throw it to Zach Ertz. Just take him away. Make him throw it to those other guys, right?
Yeah.
Because that's his guy. So now for my pie, which is the pie, because it's the sweetest pie.
So you can't even cook.
I can't cook. So I will have somebody, I'll farm this out.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm just
Let your
making the
brother
pie.
do it.
I let my brother cook it.
Exactly.
40% of my credit is going to the quarterback because he had the game last night. He was the one who drove it home. And I'm going to give 25% of my pie to Ezekiel Elliott, and I'll give 25% to the defense. But I don't want to overstate the defensive case because as good as they were, in the end, they still gave up 421 yards and 6.8 per play. That's a lot of yards. Now, you could argue that Wentz had some garbage yards at the end, like desperation yards where he drove them down. And
right.
I was like on the edge of my seat at the end of the game. I'm like about to fall off my chair if the last play had clicked, the little lateral to Golden.
Golden Tate.
Yeah.
That's why you fair catch that punt.
Yeah.
Because the 12 seconds that you let run up
let
the
it
clock
go.
trying to get a yard here or
Seemed
there.
more than 12,
That's
but
actually true.
no, I agree. But they still made it crazy interesting because my team went 3 and out like boom, boom, boom quickly. And I'm saying, just do something. At least they tried a little sideways pass to Cole Beasley.
Well, yeah, you make them burn the timeouts. Can you imagine throwing an incompletion and Philly actually had a timeout on that last possession? You might be having a different discussion today.
So I'm going to give Jason Garrett 5% that's left plus Scott Linehan 5% because I thought they had key small contributions to last night. It's going for it on 4th and 2 from your 31 for Jason Garrett on the fake punt. And Scott Linehan was better last night. He was more like 2016 Scott Linehan. He pulled his head out and he sort of took what, to your point, the defense was giving him. And I saw a little bit of creativity instead of 1st and 10, let's just hand it straight ahead to Zeke.
You know what, Skip? The reason why I gave the coaches more than that, because even though they went for it once, they were going for it a second time. I think that sent a message to his team. We're going for it, guys. We're not playing conservative. We're not going to sit back and hope they make mistakes and then try to win this thing at the end. We're going to fight our way up out of here today. And it sent his team a message that we're going for it. We're playing for the win. We're not being conservative. We don't hope something good happens. We're going to make something good happen.
Okay.
So that's why I'm willing to give them more of the credit than normally do because, look, Jason Garrett just normally does that on the sideline. Scott Linehan is very blah, very vanilla. I mean, he's pound cake. Ain't no swirl, no dress.
Reportedly, he almost lost his job during the bye week. They almost replaced him, and I don't doubt that 1 second. So back to my guy, Dak Prescott. He was so bad in stretches that I think...
But you gave him 40%.
The narrative gets set by the president of the Cowboy Hater fan club across the table, set and pushed by one Shannon Sharp, that Dak is a bust, like he's just terrible. So when he has terrible stretches, you tend in your mind to just write him off as terrible. And you discount what happens when he fights back, because he will fight you. He did not crumble under the pressure last night, literally or figuratively.
Kind of like LeBron, huh? He missed those free throws and fought back with a dunk.
Yeah, but he got help. He got a lucky bounce break from Kyle Kuzma.
Hold on, Skip. What about this? Do you remember the break that Dak Prescott got? He rolled out of the pocket. He's getting ready to throw the ball. The ball slips out of his hand and bounces right back up to him. Was that not a break?
Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay.
At least he recovered it.
Okay.
And then he had the presence of mind to throw it out of bounds instead of try to do something crazy with it, right?
Okay, see?
Okay, so that happens. He took some, like 2 or 3 sacks from him. Just saying, just throw it away. You can just get rid of the football. He's starting to suffer that deer in headlights brain lock that I see Carson Wentz suffer with occasionally.
Stop it.
Well, I do. Carson, W-I-N-C-E, Carson Wentz.
Walk it to it.
But, yeah.
You see that play to Aguilar over the top? That's a walk it to him.
Yeah, Jeff Heath, really?
Oh, you didn't say nothing when he made that great play on Zach Ertz? You was up there applauding Jeff Heath.
That was a good play.
Oh, exactly.
Well, but you knew where he was going to go. I told you I could have called the play. He's going to throw it to Zach Ertz.
Ertz just got to go a little deeper.
Yeah. Okay. He probably should have. But Jeff Heath is a try-hard guy. I don't think he's the most wildly talented guy. He runs okay, but he's not, Earl Thomas back there.
I just want to know why. Somehow I knew you were going to find a way to give the biggest
but think
share of the
about
pie.
this. Here's what happens. When Dak is good, then people say, yeah, but he's bad. He's a bad quarterback. But then when you least expect it, he's the driving force of 8 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. 9 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. 8 more plays, 75 more yards, touchdown. These are hard to do against that defense. And he's the playmaker.
No. So what are we going to do about Zeke? 35, 32, 18, 15, 13.
I get you. But the point is, I'm going to tell you, this is just in the first half alone. These are the third downs converted by the quarterback, not the running back, because they went 8 for 16 on third down. 6 out of the 8, Dak threw the football to convert it. That's really good. Yeah. I make the case that he played better than Carson Wentz when it mattered the most last night. I can't do the numbers because Carson Wentz had better numbers. He had a little better QBR. But in he did. But in the crucial moments, who made the one big mistake? There's only one turnover last night, courtesy of your quarterback. Yeah. He threw it right to the tackling duck.
No, he made a great play.
He's doing. Great play.
Yeah,
just
looking
around like you're throwing it to me.
With his hands.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, middle linebackers don't normally have hands like that.
Okay, well, he's got hands, but again, it looked like he was the primary receiver. Like Carson Wentz didn't even see him.
Give him credit. See what you try. I see what you're trying to do, Skip.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, you are. You tried to make it seem like walking to him through it right to.
Well, he did. It was a
he-
bad
the
idea.
The guy made
I
a
mean,
great
Dak
play.
Prescott didn't make a bad throw like that all last night. Did he throw one up for grabs last night? I didn't see it. Not like that.
He's got a bunch of interceptions.
Okay.
He got more interceptions than
Well, okay,
Walker.
but he didn't have it last night when the money was on the table. Do or die, sink or swim. 4 or 5, or what would they been 3 and 6?
Yep.
And they're 4 and 5, just like the Super Bowl champion Eagles. And by the way, is Nick Foles far away now? I don't know. Is it time to be thinking about Nick Foles? It might be.
Really, Skip?
Yeah. So
Really?
40% of the credit goes here because listen to these plays in the first half. 3rd and 7 at his own 20. Dak goes to Amari for 10 yards. Amari's pretty good. He's starting to change life a little bit. 3rd and 6 at the Dallas 12. Dak throws it to Amari for 7 yards. 3rd and 2 at the Philly 45 to Cole Beasley for 5. And then that great call by Linehan, 3rd and 15 at the 35. Michael Gallup on the little wide receiver screen, and he goes for 25 yards. And then the play of the game comes late with 5:30 left. It's 3rd and 8 at the Philly 32. They throw everything at Dak Prescott, and I thought maybe he would crumble under that kind of fire, and he stepped right into the throw and hit a wide open Allen Hurns. Boom, for what was it, 23 yards. 23 yards. That's the ball game right there. If you miss that throw, you lose.
I don't know what the corner was thinking.
Yeah, well, you got to
see
make
the
the throw.
guy stuttering.
Yeah.
Jump inside.
Got to
and
make
get
the
that
throw.
pick.
40% of the credit goes to Dak Prescott. And I think I just convinced you.
No, you didn't convince me.
Yeah.
It was better than 5, though.
Zeke.
5%?
Zeke.
It's pretty low on
Zeke.
that side of the table.
I mean, so
Did
what?
Zeke not have huge holes?
Did you see when what did Zeke do for on Monday night? How did Dak Prescott look on Monday night when Zeke didn't run the ball?
I thought Dak was pretty good on Monday night.
Oh, you thought
He
that?
did a lot of good things.
Oh,
They
you
should
thought-
have blown out Tennessee.
Oh, what about that fumble?
Oh,
What are we going to do about that?
Well, a terrible interception, terrible fumble, but the rest of it was pretty good.
Okay,
How about
enough
21
Cowboys
of
for
30?
now.